Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to our Facebook Live, Wednesday and Saturday at 10 o'clock. I'm happy you all are here. We are here for a treat, and I hope that you will stay the whole time. Today, I am going to answer your questions on when God seems silent. Someone said, I have prayed for sometimes for something for a decade that hasn't yet come to pass, and God's silence threatens to overwhelm me. Someone else said, sometimes I don't ask a question when God seems silent because I feel like it's a question I shouldn't ask. If you struggle too, this is for you. Surely you can recall moments in your life when you felt that way, or you might be in a season of silence right now, regardless of your circumstances. And you can be in very hard circumstances. I understand. I have been many times. The good news is that God is never silent. We might not understand immediately his actions, directions, or responses to our prayers, but he does care about us. So the first things that I learned when God seems silent is to be honest with him. God wants to tell him how we feel: rejected, angry, hurt, grief. He can take it. He's big enough to take it. He knows those feelings that we have anyway. I know you might think, oh, what's the reason to tell God? Well, the reason is our relationship with God, to keep that closer, because our relationship with God sustains us through time of silence or suffering, or what might consider that he seems silent. By choosing not to turn to God in those times, we might magnify our questions or pain, or even go farther from God, or turn our back to God. We can find many honest questions asked by people in the Bible. Remember, Christ on the cross said, my God, why have you forsaken me? He was full of pain. He was felt separated from Christ, from God, and God prepared the biggest victory in the mankind history. King David said, why are you so far from saving me from the words of my groaning? Oh my God. David knew God deeply, but he felt that God had forsaken him. David did not cut his communication with God. Instead, he told God how he felt. Habakkuk, a minor prophet in the Old Testament, said, oh, how long shall I cry for help, and you will not hear me? Job said, oh, that I had one to hear me. Let the Almighty answer me. John the Baptist, the Bible calls him the greatest man ever born of woman, struggled in prison, and he sent this question from prison to Christ: are you the one who is coming, or shall we look for another one? All of them, as I explained, were honest about their questions and feelings. They were desperate before God, not far away from God. Voicing their emotions, being honest with God, was the first step in finding relief. Experiencing negative emotion is not a sin. Please understand that, because many people feel guilty about that. But what we do with those emotions matter. all those people, Christ, David, Habakkuk, Joel, John, all of them knew God deeply, and they were seeking him. But what they did not mean was they didn't that didn't mean they didn't have questions about their pains, no matter how deeply they knew God. Their prayers showed us that feeling like the Lord is silent, it's not a sin in itself, or that our relationship with God is destroyed or we are in trouble. If they had those feelings, of course, we will have as well. But what we do with those feelings matters the most. We don't bottle them, we don't hide them or dump them on other people. Instead, we are bringing them to God. We turn to the Lord because we believe that he hears us. Being honest with God in prayer, it's in fact a proclamation of faith. So when God seems silent, go and bare your heart before him. I learned that it's very important when you are in pain, when you feel that God is silent, to ask yourself, do you go first to the phone or to the throne to find your relief? Even though Job's entire life was in ruins, David was mocked and scorned. Habakkuk saw the coming destruction of Judah, and John was waiting his execution. And all of them have many questions. They knew one very important thing. They knew that their lives and salvation remain in God's hands. Yes, they felt like God was silent, and they turned to God. For those of you who read my book, Saving My Assassin, here, I hope you remember the story about me being under house arrest and being at the end of my rope, not having too much to eat, sharing everything with my girls, feeling dizzy and tired, not being allowed to go outside of home or having a connection with anyone. One night, after I put my girls to sleep, I remember sitting on my sofa and putting my pillow on my face because I didn't want the Securitate, the secret police outside who was guarding us, to hear me crying. So I put my pillow on the face, and being at the end of my rope, I remember saying, Lord, nobody can come and help us, but I feel like even you are silent and you don't care about us. Even you are far away. And the minute that I said that, I felt that it was not right. It was not, God was not what he was doing. I was just feeling the pain, excruciating pain. I wanted all the circumstances bad to stop, and I wanted a positive answer from God. But the minute that I said, I felt like it was not right what I said to God. So I remember also feeling that the whole pain and suffering that was inside just came outside of me, and it was part of the relief. But I heard from the Lord a whisper saying, remember the day. And I was very surprised that the response was, remember the day, nothing else. But I decided to take note of the day. Of course, later on, I forgot, until one day when I came to United States, I heard from President Ronald Reagan. That day when I accused my Lord of abandoning us, the Lord put on President Ronald Reagan's heart and his cabinet to um, make a deal with our dictator and to offer him the most favored nation status for one more year with one condition: to allow us to come to the United States. President Ronald Reagan said tomorrow. The dictator said a deal in a month. You see, we don't understand when God is silent. Many times when God is silent, like in my case, he prepared an amazing answer to my prayers. We are children of God. We belong to him, and he takes care of us in amazing ways. So when you are walking through a time of silence, the first thing that you can do is to be honest. Yes, 2020 has been challenging for all of us with COVID-19, isolation, distance, working from home, now Supreme Court confirmation with such an exposure of hate and disrespect and everything that I don't have to enumerate. The election coming, again, with so much turmoil around us, teen suicide just going to the roof, families struggling, and the list goes on and on. And you might feel that God is silent. And I totally understand. I just want you to be honest with him and to remember that you are never alone. He promised us to be with us, in us, above us, to guide us and protect us. All we have to do is to seek him and remain faithful to him. I know it's painful, and I know every pain it's different. I don't want to minimize your pain. I just want to encourage you that the God of the universe who created you prepares an answer that you might not be ready now. You might not be able to understand, but an answer that will be beyond your imagination, because he is an amazing God who prepares amazing surprises for us, his children. David said in Psalm 62, "For God alone my soul waits in silence. From him comes my salvation. Trust in him at all times, O people. Pour out your heart before him. God is a refuge for us." Psalm 62, 1-8. I want to encourage you that yes, you go through a hard time. You might feel, or you just feel, that God is silent. Yes, you're feeling that you might feel rejected, angry, hurt, grief, whatever kind of feelings you might have. Those are just normals, and they are not sinful feelings. They are negative feelings. The second part is what we do with those feelings. Do we take them and impoverish others? Do we stay and rehearse them in our mind? Or do we take them to God, who will have answers for us? Maybe not today or tomorrow, but one day the answer will be so amazing that you will praise and honor him. If you need more help, please go to virginiaprodanbooks.com/contact. Tell us your specific needs and we will help you. Whatever you are facing today, my advice to you and me is to bring your pain, your suffering, your understanding, or your feelings that God seems silent to you, to him. Run into his lap. Pour your heart to him. Speak to him. Hear his heart for you. Be honest before him and pour all your negative emotions in his lap to his heart. Trust him that he hears you, even when you feel that he seems silent. Take refuge in his faithfulness. Look back into your life and remember everything that he has done for you. And know that behind every heavy silence is a mighty God who loves you deeply. And when you don't understand why God is silent, consider his character and be comforted that you are loved and never alone. He died for you on the cross. He is here, close to you, to help you, to guide you. Your mind and my mind might not understand his directions right now, but he is preparing us for his directions. Amazing. He has a plan for us, a plan to prosper us, not to harm us. So be confident that he loves you. He wants to honor you because you belong to him and he is your father. Until next Facebook time, Wednesday and Saturday at 10 o'clock Central Time, blessings. And remember, I'm here to help you. Keep in touch and goodbye for now.